Hey guys, what's up? It's Zain. Hope everyone's doing well. You know me, I'm blessed. I had to make another video today for all you guys that have been asking me what the difference between a misdemeanor and a felony is, right? And this is a very common question that I get usually. So I'll break it down for you real quickly and then go in a little bit into depth on what each means, right? So, depending on where you are in the United States, you have crimes called misdemeanors and felonies, right? Pretty much all states have misdemeanors and they have crimes listed as felonies. Now, every crime, so a crime that's a felony in one state's likely to be a felony in that state also. A crime that's usually a misdemeanor in one state's likely to be a misdemeanor in another state, right? But the thing is, some states have categories of felonies, right? Like you have first degree felonies, second degree felonies, third degree felonies, and then in some states you have a felony A, felony B, felony C, just categories of felonies, right? And in Texas you have a state jail felony, which is still a felony, all right? Don't let state jail felony confuse you into thinking it's not a felony, right? Or it's a low tier felony. If you get convicted of a state jail felony in Texas, you're still a convicted felon. Alright? Other states can see you've been convicted of this felony. Just because it's a state jail felony where you'll go to state jail prison for about 6 months or get off on probation for like 2 years or something doesn't make it any less of a lesser felony. It still is a felony. Right? So, what a misdemeanor is generally is any crime that's not punishable by death or any crime that you can't get at more than 365 days of jail time. So any crime that's defined by state law, whatever state law, where you can't be punished by death for it, right? And any crime that's less than a year, pretty much. So any sentence, any crime where the jail sentence is less than a year, it's a misdemeanor. I'm talking about jail time when I say 365 days. And now, what's a felony? A felony is just the reverse of that. Any crime that where jail is more than 365 days or punishable by death. Usually, the only crimes that are now in today's society are punishable by death is capital murder, usually, right? Is capital murder. On a federal level, it may be punishable by death, but on a state level, some states have it that's punishable by death, right? Not all states still have the death penalty, right? So, there might be other crimes which are still punishable by death. I was reading that if you have a certain amount of marijuana and you bust it on a federal level, and I'm not talking about having like an ounce or 2 or 3 ounces. I'm talking about a whole boatload of marijuana, even more than that. It could be punishable by death on a federal level. And that's a good point. Because on the federal level, you have federal misdemeanors and federal felonies. And how federal felonies work is federal agencies come after you for the felonies, right? And I'll have to do another video on this. But federal agencies like the IRS have the power to charge you with a felony for tax evasion. Social Security Administration has the power to charge you with Social Security fraud, right? Department of Homeland Security has the power to charge you with a felony for immigration fraud, right? All kinds of stuff. There's so many examples. The Securities Exchange Commission has the power to charge you with a felony for securities violations, for business violations, right? All these federal agencies can come after you for a felony, right? These big white-collar crimes, right? And the federal government itself, the FBI can charge you with a felony if you commit a federal crime. The Rangers can charge you with a felony. It's usually the agencies that come after you, but the federal government itself, when it hasn't delegated its powers to an agency, can also come after you. But that'll be another video on how the federal government has delegated its powers and whatnot. But right now, from this video, I just want you to understand a misdemeanor is if you're going to commit a crime. I don't advise it, but if you are charged with a crime, you committed a crime, let's just hope it's a misdemeanor, right? Sometimes you could be charged with a felony and your attorney can help you reduce it down to a misdemeanor, right? Misdemeanors usually are petty offenses. Again, are they really petty? No, because even a misdemeanor looks bad on your record. And there are some serious misdemeanors. There are some serious misdemeanors because certain misdemeanors, if you get arrested with them or charged with them 2 times, let's say DWI, your third DWI could be a felony, right? They'll aggravate it, right? They'll aggravate it to a 3rd-degree felony. Same thing, another dangerous misdemeanor is assault family violence. If you get charged, although it's a misdemeanor, guess what? If you get convicted with it, you can't possess firearms. It's the equivalent of being a convicted felon, pretty much. You can't have firearms forever, pretty much forever. So misdemeanors aren't petty offenses. There are some misdemeanors which are petty offenses, like possession of marijuana, right? It's a misdemeanor. It's a petty offense, but unfortunately, it's a misdemeanor. Another example of petty misdemeanors are traffic tickets. In some states, traffic tickets are criminal offenses. In Texas, they are. They're treated as Class C misdemeanors. In some states, they're infractions. They're civil citations, not really having to do anything with the criminal realm. But in Texas, they're treated as criminal offenses. All right? So, pretty much just know that misdemeanors are serious offenses. But if you do get charged with a crime, let's just hope it's a misdemeanor. All right? Or try to get it reduced down to a misdemeanor. But by no means should you ever assume that misdemeanors are petty offenses, because it's still a crime. The state is still going to come after you, still going to charge you because you've violated the state's laws. All right? And remember that a misdemeanor is any crime where you can be sentenced up to 365 days of jail and not be punished by death. A felony is any crime punishable by death, which is, again, mostly capital murder, or any crime where you can go to jail for longer than a year is usually a felony. All right? I'll get more into this later, but that's all I wanted to say, guys. Peace.